We are live from digital address GA0992539 in Kokomemle, Accra, on DSTV channel 421, and we on GoTV channel 144. Hi there, and this is JoyNews Interactive, and our social media handles for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is JoyNews on TV. My name is Selina Ampo. Now let's start with the floods. It was raining in Accra, and as usual, parts of Accra were left inaccessible again. Slowly, it's becoming a usual phenomenon, and yesterday's 2-hour rains left no surprises. I won't talk much. I want you to watch this video. Tilly! Well, let's hop onto Facebook to find out what people had to say about that video. And we have Insiga Ej Augustine, who says, with this attitude, why won't our gutters be choked? The most painful thing is that after all this, we are praying to God to save us. And Osnaba Faithful says, we are our own problem in this country. The politicians have very little to do with these things. We need to change in this country. And Gloria Dede Empress says, then when it floods our own homes, we call on government. And Joe Platini says the military should be made to handle the sanitation issues in the country. And I tell you, we will be amazed by the improvements it will bring. And Yao Edua Samoa says, then we turn around to complain bitterly and blame government. I weep for this nation. Halim Abdul Halim also says, this is the reason for the floods in Accra. Complete indiscipline. Janet Bani says government should have a rest. Some human beings' attitude will never change till the rainwater carries such bad nuts away in our society. Accra floods will not get a solution today or tomorrow. Just get a good ground to stand whenever it's raining. That is all. And Felix Owusu-Prepa says, if we don't stop pouring this rubbish into gutters to make them stacked or choke, we will always experience flood anytime it rains. And I think it's time we blamed ourselves for all these misfortunes and stop criticizing the government. And Fred Kodot says, when you do this and you get floods, your house gets flooded, you blame the government or for not coming to your aid. That's what he says. And Too Risky also says we should direct our mind. Ghanaians, how should one work hard, make money, and the only place he or she thinks of building is a waterlogged area, and places you know very well that water runs through. Keep our rubbish when it starts raining, then boom, into the gutters. Where do you think the running water will take it to? Heaven? It's nonsense. And that's from Too Risky. Well, away from that, Joy News is learning that power supply to some parts of Aveno has been cut off this morning after an electricity pole caught fire this midnight. Joy News' Matilda Wemega just returned from the area after engaging some residents.
We are gathering from residents here at Aveno in Accra is that this electricity pole you see right behind me has been up in flames since midnight, around 1 a.m. and attempts to reach the fire service or to reach the PDS to get them to rectify the situation has proven futile. At the moment, you can see that part of the pole has been bent and part of it is hanging loosely. We're unable to tell what exactly caused this fire, but they want the situation addressed immediately.
I wasn't around in the night when it started. But when I came in the morning, I saw that the thing was burning. It started burning at that time that the light was not on. The light was off. But we reported to ECG, and they say, and later they say, they will be coming. Then later, the light came. But before the light came, we started to off the fire because the fire the pole started burning. So we want to off the distance. So we used water, throwing water, because we knew that at that time the light was not available, so it will not be any harmful something. So we use water the way we can help to off it so that it doesn't burn the pole all. And we did what we could do because the water could not reach. It is very far in the air. So later, the light came. When the light came, we stopped everything because it's now dangerous. So we stopped everything.
I'm here. I'm selling 120 here. Before we see the fire, cut the tree. Yeah, with the bend. And me plus this, my husband, we call fire. They no come. So right now, before 6 o'clock, we are called the Soma Kokomdezu Sute woman. Where you call them with the pick, where they say they go bed and come.
Well, away from that, let's talk about the man of many hats. Former president who was recently a traffic director has added another accolade. Let's watch this. And I bet you all remember this too.
Hey, what the wonders. Papa J. Move back. You can't get this man. Go back. Okay, J. Move back, move back. Well done, sir. Move back. Charlie. Badash.
Charismatic leader has swapped his traffic directing role he performed weeks ago, and this time for some kitchen work. And some of you have been talking about it on social media. Let's read some of those comments. And Mangega Newman says, this man is just too much. And Avilugu Wisdom says, Papa J, you do all. Ayalega says, what is he cooking? Kokote or wokple? And Thomas Akwete says, Papa J for real, the real man of the people. And Bayer Jeremiah says, I always admire the actions and activities of Papa J. Well, let's take a short breather and we will be back with more stories. Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching Joy News Interactive with me, Selina Ampu. Well, let's talk about Manifest. Now, Ghanaian rapper Kwame Ametepe Chikata, known as Manifest, will be speaking at the 2019 Efrimamu Memorial Lecture. He's the first contemporary musician to be given this lecture. Well, I'm sure most of you will be excited to listen to him. He has some wise words for us. He joined us on Joy SMS today, and here is what he had to say about that lecture.
That's still great. Today we're not sanitizing ourselves for the academy. We're giving them great respect, but we're coming in full vim as manifest.
If they don't say the manifest, we must correct them.
If they don't say the manifest, I won't go on stage. No, I'm kidding. I have such great respect for the academy. I want to thank Professor, and he has such kind words to say. I mean, he's so measured with his words, and I got goosebumps when he called me compelling. So I'm hoping I can live up to, if nothing at all, him and Professor Tichua Menu's expectations. I think they were my champions, so I have to make sure my champions and I have to make sure I make my champions proud. No, but it's very exciting. I'm nervous naturally because this is not what I do every day of my working life. This is something different, something new. I'm hoping that a lot of people will try and come as free just to experience something different, both for the academy and for myself, but also for this to be the start of this shouldn't be a one-off. This should be the start of something, an active engagement between, I guess, the popular culture, popular arts with the academy.
Okay.
And hopefully this will open that door. But as the Nigerians would say, plenty talk, not a few baskets. So I'm just going to focus on the work. I'm just grateful to be in this position I'm in, where I make the kind of music that I want. People bump to it, they enjoy it, and I also get the chance to be able to, outside of the music, voice and express thought out opinions about different things about both the music and the culture within we live, the popular culture within which we live in.
Well, manifest right there. I'm sure many of you are eager to listen to that lecture. You can head on to the University of Ghana where the lecture will be given. Well, said that, it's Thursday and we have to do our throwbacks. Well, today's throwback is about a rough one. Thursdays, we like to take you down memory lane and let's talk about his music. Do you know that that album is 20 years? I'm sure you remember the song, Yano, Miano, Muntie, Muntie, Bravo. Well, I'm not the only one who remembers that song. Let's head up to the streets.
I remember Pamuka came 99 when we were in school when Obrafo released Pamuka, and it was funny though because we were using it at entertainment, and it was like challenge. Everybody wants to learn some lines of the song so that you make sure you just beat his friend. So it was nice, and by then it was Obrafo, Chiame Kwame, Reggie Rockstone, Lord Kenya, those guys. So Obrafo being the little one amongst them makes like everybody love Obrafo. And still, I think Pamuka is one of the best. It still reigns with good sound and everything. Yano, Muntie, Brafo, Minie. Then this one, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. Yeah, those days, we remember those days.
Obrafo coming into the limelight, it was like a blast because they were all singing, but Obrafo was really making sense out of his music. So 20 years down the line, even right now when you play his music, people still sit down and get a lot of advice from his song. Anytime he releases a song and you compare it to other songs, you see that there's a difference between noise making and song, because even his lyrics alone, advise you and tells you a lot and makes you, give you, good thinking. Sometimes I get scared with the youth because looking at the kind of music that is coming out now, you could see that if the music industry doesn't stand up, the music wouldn't have a future. Because Brafo Pamuka 20 years, you play it today and still it's very good. And even right now, when you put the album down 20 years down the line, I don't know the kind of album that can beat it. Chedi Ampon Kwame and San Yao, also ne Asaseya and San Yao. You can now call it that something Yeji Kwame Kruma Paye. Biweni, you are some shame.
Oh, he's a very good man. People must appreciate what he done. He's a very good musician. We wish him good luck, long life. Muti, Wafo Muti, Wafo Yaketechi.
Well, interesting comments right there, Yanum people. Well, we hopped onto Facebook to find out what do you remember about that album. And Marcus Siriero says, Yanum, my favorite, just perfect. Edward Aban also says Yanum Obrafo is the greatest rap artist. Jeff Brown says Kwame Nkrumah is my favorite. As a matter of fact, I can rap all the lines. And Raouf Ray says at the end of the song, listen to the lyrics after. Listen to the instruments, Charlie. The Indomie boys and girls aren't commenting. They have no idea. And Yao Bafort says, I still have that album intact from intro to outro. All the songs are a fave. And Paimuka. And Sam says, oh, so he's mentioning the names of them. He says, Uja Bless, Auntie Akosia, but featuring, okay, can't mention all of them, but we know you know your music. And Osajafo Yao Dramna says he's a healthy, long, happy life, I guess, to the album and to Obrafo. And Emmanuel says, big ups to you, Hama, of the last two. Indeed, you are the man behind the success of Paimuka. And Boating Labi says only the 90s kids will remember the 2000 kids should sleep cry. And Abdul Kadri Sani says Yanum and Kwame Nkrumah are the ones he remembers. And Okuku Seku by Bay Jeremiah, that's what he remembers. And Desmond Ado says the intro and the outro. Christina also says Ghana rap software. And Papa Abeka Wanchit says Yanum and Kwame Nkrumah. Let's take a short break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. You're still watching Joy News Interactive. Before we wrap up on the show, we have to show you our picture of the day. So that's our picture of the day. It is a car in a cage. What do you think? And here are some of the comments. Underneath that picture it says best and recommended garage. And Prince Sparkles Africa says, me, I will electrify this cage in addition. Yes, just to prevent people from stealing it. And someone says, this is in Nungwa. You can see from the car's number plates. Oh, this is in Nigeria. You see from the car's number plates. And Nate Kofi says, they are protecting the mouse in this cage, but the sun or moon are always hitting it. And Isaac Tete Kwao says, all in the name of robbers. And Achina Prince says, when SM fans are your neighbors. Interesting comment. And Mensa says, when you are surrounded by Shatter fans in your area. Well, it's time for us to wrap up on the show. You've been watching Joy News Interactive with me, Selinam Ampo. Do stay tuned for the health show.